The World Bank claims that its major goal is to promote global development through poverty reduction, but it is not really that true. They provided conditional loans in exchange for establishing neoliberal economic policies, which ultimately benefit Western companies and financial institutions. Chang is one of them who consider the World Bank as bad Samaritan. As per Chang, their goal to create a friendly environment for allied countries and govern their political policies through their selfish move.
Into financial crisis like the rich countries are experiencing today, they were told by the IMF and the World Bank and ultimately the rich country governments which control these institutions that they have to cut the spending. Ideally, they should run budget surplus. Yeah? They have to raise interest rate to 30, 50, even 80% in some countries. And basically, they have to tighten the belt. Now that the rich countries have the financial crisis, they have cut interest rate to practically zero. When South Korea had its financial crisis back in 1997, the IMF insisted that the country runs budget surplus equivalent to 1% of GDP. This year, in the US alone, budget deficit is estimated to be equivalent to something like 12% of GDP. Now, how do you explain that?
Pilger puts it more bluntly. As per him, World Bank is the agent of rich countries, especially to America. The World Bank only offers loan to poor countries. For those, they privatize their economy and allow free access to Western countries to their market and to their raw material. In 1960, when General Suharto came to power, secretly backed the United States and Britain and removed a nationalist Sukarno who put the World Bank out of the country, opened the door for them. This regime change was one of the bloodiest mass murders. Suharto took brutal steps and murdered thousands of citizens who were in support of Sukarno. Then the real game begins. Over the next 30 years, the World Bank handed out $30 billion in loans for development to the Suharto regime. Asian financial crisis of 1998 collapsed the Indonesian economy, which resulted in Suharto stepping down from power. According to the World Bank's own documents, by the end of the regime, $10 billion out of $30 billion in loan remains unaccounted for. Of course, the debt remained and still had to be paid back to the World Bank by the Indonesian citizens who had never seen a cent of that money.